bw'umugusi. Eye n'Ensoko TV, uboroso bw'umugusi. Mwancho muligereri bw'Ensoko TV nande ngo kwaliganigo cha sense ego sensa emesa Amayia Chinsa Isano na biro mwancho muligereri lituko lya lero nitichi gatatu nane mono chitalike 25 akera ngo kumanyenga taro yo muske Fred Matiangi n'abasani baye nigegendrete asoro ngo rwagusiya seboni gero mbeyera asi Chinsa mo cha Kenya asibagendete kumirana n'abamenyi bakurwa asoro ngo rwagusi nane mono gukwanira kilibarachi kwa bagakora ekera bare yaire obochori gosekera bagukikoba bakurigiye obochori ogochoro koba asekira gukyubura ibwense umwancho muligereri n'ikingwana tubwatega igasto kunyara ko batoko igungankiya barayabu abakwana soro ngo rwagusi nane mono tonyara ko batoko murekeranga ningi kelikegendrete asobolindi toko muligereri nabo igo mwancho muligereri asenchira bwikanu Italian Innocent Nyango ngo kwaligania tuchake Amayia Chinsa Isano na Ibere. Mwancho muligereri buna natie kagotebye taro yabarai bali bakwiyamiriria serikali bakorawa n'umuske Fred Matiangi nigo bare aseli tukoli ya gatatu asensemo ya gusi na indeli na liri tukoli omwali mwancho muligereri nabone nigo bare asechinsemo cie bunge ya machoge chache abara yabu nigo basabire abara ibonsi kwene kyo mulembe na gosaba abasaye gwetanga ilyo kolenta chibura buru asemesarangerekano ya kisiasa litukoli ya lero mwancho muligereri nigo bono bagotalira chinsemo chiri chiali ogembo Kenyanya na nyamacho mwancho muligereri na boyigo bakolera sensemo ya masimba boni gabuna nagotebi nigo bala sensemo ya Kenyanya.
Ibere monami ombuya na beire naba ebiongozi bya upinzani koru Keroka Kerenyo Kisi Stadium litukori tangani tuatwaro boko Keroka na Kisi lakini litukori akabere koru Marani na tuwajete Nyamira igoro Marani na Nyakoe Suneka na Nyamarambe mukutana yonsi ya ito yarengengia iga bananchi they are peaceful abananchi amoroje baikira pesa teje to baete bajo mukutana lakini wanyene rais ya ito yarenga akanga n'ikipasi cye sukuru oroje kikorete kijira iga atoroko ni kisera jeito abananchi baigunga badagete one time abananchi ngakimodeo tuachende esera yo mugako yonje narenge UDA esera yaye pesiripo bafanyikazi mbabwati igakora asimise bintesa abananchi batesekire pesa teyo mefuko y'abananchi mnatwala gotebya abananchi igento togosaba abijana byeito bitigere gotumeka bube ikiagera abijana mbiakwete binge because yo gotumeka bube etotageta amani ase mekutano yaito na barabagoja ndoriko kimekutano yabo bari babatagete bagende mekutano yararia yabo batotigere mekutano yaito mnarero mu machoge etotagete mekutano ya amani koruogembo umachoge borabu na kwenda Nyamaje mpaka Masimba. Thank you Mungu.
Arambe! Arambe! Vijana mpo! Sisi hapa kwa Machoge hapa tunamkaribisha rais wetu wa 6 Daktari Fred Matiangi. Hapa kwa Machoge vijana wanapenda amani. Sisi watu wa bodaboda vijana wote ni watu wa amani. Tunatoa onyo kwa yeyote atakayeleta mchezo kwa Daktari Fred Matiangi ajue hata kuwa na amani hapa Kisii. Kwa ndugu zetu wale tunauliza kura, Mimi nauliza kura hapa Bomachoge kama mjumbe. Naomba sisi wote tushirikiane. Wananchi ambao wanatufuata nyuma yetu hakikisha umedumisha amani.
Arambe! Sasa mleta kumgape ranka ne kiongozi wa vijana kwa kusi. Twakokire kwa rigani Matiang'i kwa Gembo, tubata mugoko tubata amani nene. Twakire viongozi wetu we ground mbiamono mwari kati abantu baito. Ayo ndeko to pass message. Bomachoge chachara botonya romo mpio chupiri. Motoge tabo. Motoge ndoto chikuwa kitoge tabo sani wa Matiang'i babitira bagendo. Bachiko to gambera.
Mchumulili museneta bwe county ya Nyandarua Muske John Metu atogiriye gesaku ky'omugusi asowe sokya sobonge ekeretaro y'Omuske Fred Matiang'i ere litukolyo mwalya asorogongorwa gusi Methu nigatebiro bunyamasi Fred Matiang'i anyole kurwa ase chinsema au chiagusi nigobono chianyare ko bali komo boseboka bakomwa bananchi bechiseme chibanyare ko bakomwa libaga ase aguchiko babono konyora libaga ligiya lyo kurwanira uburayi bwense
aende asiende mwizi aende asiende, muwaji aende asiende. Walikuwa wamesema hatutafika Keroka. Hapa ni wapi? Hapa ni wapi? Sisi tunataka kuambia William Ruto. Wewe William Ruto, najua anaangalia ile kamera, mimi najua yeye. Wakati ukienda mkutano anaangalia ile kamera. Wewe William Ruto. Wewe William Ruto. Wewe William Ruto. Wewe William Ruto. Mimi nataka niwaulize swali moja. Kwanza, nyinyi mnakubaliana mtupatie kiongozi huyu Dr. Fred Okengo? Dr. Fred Okengo. Tukienda Nairobi, Dr. Fred aongee mambo yenu. Tukienda Mount Kenya, Dr. Fred aongee maneno yenu. Tukienda Kenya mzima, Dr. Fred aongee. Keroka, mimi nataka kuuliza swali. Tukikubaliana, hawa principals wote wa opposition wakikubaliana huyu Fred Matiang'i ashindane na William Ruto, mtachagua nani? Mtachagua nani? Kubaliana William Ruto ashindane na Rigathi Gachagua, mtachagua nani? Mtachagua nani? Kubaliana William Ruto ashindane na Natembea, mtachagua nani? Mtachagua nani? Wakikubaliana William Ruto ashindane na Eugene Wamalwa, mtachagua nani? Kwa hivyo nyinyi wazee, kazi yenu ni kukubaliana. Mkubaliane mtoe mmoja. Mkishindwa kuelewana, hakuna shida. Mnaweza kuniwachia. Mimi mtu swali ya mwisho na msikiza sawa sawa. Wakikubaliana William Ruto ashindane na mbuzi, mtachagua nani? Mtachagua nani? Nani? Wacha niona kura ya mbuzi.
Tokagenda busio mubunge Osuba South Muske Karoli Omondi negatia barayi barusiwe ase chikomiti chie bunge maiga yokogenda mamincho y'oburayi bw'ekiama gia ODM egikoragwa no Muske Oburu Odinga. Karoli nigarusetiwe ase komiti y'ebunge ya COC egikorigiriria mang'ana yelichiko mubunge kitutu chache Muske Anthony Kebagendi negatia barayi bande barusiwe ase chikomiti chie bunge.
When I was a whip, Mr. Speaker, I used to be a very dangerous man. You remember last parliament, Mr. Speaker? Those people who are joking around with the party, by now, ningenyoa bila maji. I'm serving a warning, Mr. Speaker, as the leader of minority on my side. Anyone who will not adhere to the party line, Mr. Speaker, you will end up relinquishing your committee seat to a lesser one, Mr. Speaker, so that you get to know that it is the party that rewards people to sit in committee.
Karoli Omondi last week, Honorable Speaker, and I did state it here on Thursday, went on national TV to threaten this house that we want to remove him from a committee. I don't know for what position. I am not involved in ODM affairs myself, Honorable Speaker.
See, because I'm going to oversight general elections, they want to rig the elections. That's why they don't want me in CIOs.
Monchumulili tokagenda busio muwaziri w'echisemi Julius Ogamba orairo murubili bwe serikali kuchiago keania school fees y'echiskuru cy'Oburundi getambukiro keregati gosekere senchire lyogosira chisemi cy'echiskuru cy'Oburundi nago kini mubaro bw'abarokigwa asbago swase chiskuru cy'Ogamba nigo ayakwaniraya ase skuru yemo ekorwa Kenya Coast National Polytechnic asaigora maga chama ya yeskuru eyo.
I've listened to the trainees on the issues of school fees and I've directed that our teams start the review process from tomorrow with the view of ensuring that that fee that the students are paying is reviewed downwards to ensure that we do not have disenfranchised any of our students on the basis of fees. We were able to review the university fees, which we were able to reduce by between 15% and 40%. Is ongoing. We are going to review this one as well downwards so that we are ensure that all our trainees remain in school and they do not drop out. So we are working very hard to ensure that this sector is supported, because we have a goal to enroll our youth to at least 2 million in 2027, because we started this administration when the number was at 297,000. Which was a misnomer, because as you well know, we transition only about between 22% to 28% of our learners to universities, meaning learners that go to universities are between 72% and 78%. And yet we have almost 800,000 students in university, and then we had only 297,000 in TVETs, which means that the pyramid was inverted. So we are trying to correct that by ensuring that many of our students join the TVETs. And TVETs are not a second choice. It is a place to go because of the kind of training, that skills that you'll acquire to enable you contribute positively to the economy. We are at the cost right now, we are at 95%, and we want to push it to 99%. We still do not have a clear picture as to why that number is low, but our team in the education sector and the Ngao team are going from home to home, and where there is a challenge, we are stepping in to ensure that all these learners go to school. As you well know, His Excellency the President directed that even those students who do not have uniforms and even those students who do not have fees need to be able to be admitted to the schools from C1 or to C4 depending, so that they can not miss studying because of fees or because of uniforms, and that issue is being addressed. So I encourage the parents, I encourage the leadership from Coast, I encourage the Ngao team from Coast, our teams are on the ground, to continue mopping the students and ensure that they are taken to the relevant schools that they have applied to. The textbooks are at about 9 million. We get the report every Friday. So we are about, the last week we were at 8.4. So I'll give the
Komiti y'ugwikirania orobotirwa nadiko yakorire bikaro bya se county ya Taita Taveta eliokoira ebirengereri by'abamenyi bensemeyo. Munyakirogo bwe komiti yo Daktari Agnes Zani nigatebira abamenyi abange nigo baganetio gwakanwa maiga yokonyora chinkoma na abandi gusiri ubugima bwabo gusaba ncho babo ekero okorobekana gwa Gen-Z wakorekanete mwaka w'ikiri 2024.
Tumezungumza na wana Taita Taveta wakituelezea mambo tofauti tofauti, haswa kuhusu pale ambapo wanaona 10-point agenda ilipofika. Wameelezea kwa mfano kwa mambo ya ufisadi, mambo ya wage bill, mambo ya ugatuzi na vile ambavyo ugatuzi pia unaweza kuendelea kufanywa uwe bora zaidi.
Na hapa tumekuwa tukisemezana na wananchi. Mambo ambayo yanadhihirika wazi ni kwamba wananchi wana uelewi mkubwa sana katika masuala haya ya 10-point agenda, masuala ya utawala, ikiwemo kuweza kuboresha ugatuzi ya Kenya, kuweza kupambana na kupigana na ufisadi, masuala ya kuweza kupunguza gharama ya deni la Kenya.
Tokogenda busio mugabana bwe county ya Homa Bay Muske Gladys Wanga asentundende oyegereiro okubwaterana bwa serikali ya William Ruto n'uburayi bwa ODM eligokora magendero Amayia Chinsa Echio ananamona gatebani Chinsa ye county ya Homa Bay. Wanga nigatebiro okubwaterana okwo nigokora chiekoba gokogendera gwichusio.
We have no regret for being in the broad-based government, because our partnership and friendship with William Ruto, together with our Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, has shown us results here. Here in Suba North, Rusinga Ring Road has been a story. But today when you go to Rusinga Ring Road, we have tarmac all around Rusinga Ring Road, courtesy of this broad-based government. Today, we are looking at a ferry being constructed in Kisumu at a cost of over 900 million for purposes of plying Lake Victoria, something that had never been done. That is for Suba North. If you go to Homa Bay town, a lot has happened. under this partnership of the broad-based government in terms of real development for the mwananchi on the ground. Sasa wale watu ambao wanasema yao waseme tu yao, lakini sisi kama chama, sisi kama watu wa eneo hii tunajua kwa nini tuko ndani ya broad-based government na kwa nini tunasonga na hiyo.
Tokogenda busyo moseneta bwe county ya Nairobi Moskedu Sifuna umusabiro mu waziri bwekegancha giense umuske John Mbadi koerera igoro yenibo umurai bwense William Ruto no mokonyo ye Professor Kithure Kindiki na baraibande babere bagotumika ekero bakora emeyiga ya nyota ase chinsemo ime au imeyense ya Kenya. Sifuna nigo arureri bolieryo imeye bunge ye Senate ekero mu waziri oyo aikire mambia ya lero koiranelia mabulyo.
Speaker, listening to the CS, some of the figures that he was throwing around left me a bit confused. In December last year, Honorable Speaker, there was a report by Oxfam titled Kenya's Inequality Crisis, the Great Economic Divide. The report from Oxfam put the figure of Kenyans living under extreme poverty at 50%. I've heard the Honorable CS talking about 39.8, and they cited certain reasons, including the rising cost of living and inflation, which is at 50% higher than it was in 2020. We spoke about that period before COVID. But my question specifically to the CS is about this Nyota program. You said it has received a lot of publicity because you publicize it. It is essentially a political rally. So the question I want to ask the CS on this Nyota, can you tell this House the expense side of hosting those Nyota events, how much it costs for you to put up those fanciful tents that we see, how much it costs to transport all of you, including the president, to those events, and lastly, why you allow politics to be played on those podiums. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The questions by Honorable Sifuna about the figures from Oxfam and my figures. I am quoting public figures, Mr. Speaker. And figures that have come from government institutions that I think we have faith in. Because again, every country has their system of doing their survey. If we have put a government institution in place that is doing household survey, and they've given us the data that in 2009, our poverty index was at 54%. And that went down in 2015. To 36.1%, and went down even further in 2019 to 33.6%, but rose or went up during COVID to 42.9%, and then went down to 39.8%. The confirmation that I would give this House is that the budget that the head of state has spent in going around to sensitize Kenyans on the Nyota program is within the budget of State House, provided by the National Assembly of the Republic.
Murubili bogo tinya chigosoli au chaki wekero chitimu chikogosolia kurwe binyoro chia irugo sirano nyanabo abantu bali bakurwa bokonye batali gokonya nande abagosolia bu babekiro maiso ni kiombe gia football Kenya Federation go FKF ayaniga kwaniro no munyakiro go bwe kiombe kyo Nur Abdi Asensemo ya Machakos.
Hii tunafanya differently. Kutakuwa na talent selection, kutakuwa na scout, kutakuwa na after the tournament, kutakuwa na training ya the best wale tumeselect, at least tuone pale tunaweza wasukuma. Na the man ile itapatikana, itasaidia pia teams. Na pia tutakuwa na programs za training, yes, ya kuempower our youth, na aim yetu ni kuwe na training ya coaching courses, ya referee courses, ya administration as a club. Pia club pia zinafaa kuwa na structure ya kurun club zao vizuri. So lazima vile tunaweza saidika. Machakos imekuwa ni hub ya football. Tumecheza tournament kadhaa ambaye kwamba team zote zimepewa pesa, ambaye kwamba imemudu hizo team kurun ligi yao season mzima. 1 ni Katwanya, 2 ni Jua Kali, 3 ni Scotlanders, ambaye kwamba zile pesa wamepata kutoka tournament imewamudu wao wenyewe sasa hivi. Ile challenge walikuwa nayo mbeleni imewapunguzia.
So I will be kitting all the teams that are going to participate in this tournament. Tuna provide uniform, tuta provide ball, tuta provide meals during the tournament, pamoja na refreshments, and then for the late team, kwa sababu ya my already existing foundation, tutawapatia sanitary tap. Well, I mean, as a sponsor, yangu tu ni facilitate the activities, but the rest of it, to be able to run a successful tournament, I will depend on their full cooperation and partnership, which wameshanipatia already. So I expect wao watanipatia referees, wata-officiate matches, now just to make sure that the whole tournament goes and turns out smoothly.
Wancho muligeli goikira abo twikira omweli obwa Amayia Chinsa Isano na Ibere igondo ichiche itriteke 20 Amayia Chinsa Isano na Ibere kote bingagenda ko bwatigeta seni geito asense mu mutandao boigo genda ko bago gotosonsa kurwa sero yabo go sandonsia sole litonyala ko batokomanyibuna nago tebiri mwancho muligeli yabarayi bali bakwamerelia serikali bakorawa no Muske Fred Matiang'i nigo bara asorogongo rwa gusi na monetaro yabo nigo bayegendrete aikere goikalitu kolio mwelio basakabaito nigo bali nerombeyo yabarayi yabo konyara ko bali bagotoa oroboti rwa senchira yo boikerenu elio nyara ko bagokwemanyiga iko ichisa 10 no nyara ko bakonyora oroboti rondo mwancho muligeli rwa Amayia chengoro ku Innocent Onyango ni ndoche iga oyo kurunga tol dingo na kuyeliganiale lia nyara ko bagakoleto umurobili yo kurunga oya
Eye Nensoko TV, Oboroso